I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Pistoling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rocket in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime joint, the Knicks at Night podcast. Man, salute y'all. Good to be with y'all, man. I'm glad and excited to see y'all. Ready to talk about these Knicks. Salute to my main man, Corey Lee, in the building. Lee says, peace and salute, Lawrence is in the building. Shout out to the panel and to the chat. Remember, the new goal is 50K. Lee, that's aggressive. Lee, that's aggressive, bro. 50K by the end of the year? You wildin', bro. Corey Lee is wildin'. That's mad OD growth, but hey, man, to quote my man Corey Lee from your lips to God is. Yo, I don't even know where we at. 50,000, bro. We probably have to double where we at, bro. Lee, we probably have to at least double, maybe even triple where we at. We might have to. Bro, we might have to sell some Girl Scout cookies or something. That man said 50K before the end of the year. Bro, we're gonna have to get on the road like the Blues Brothers, bro. Yo, y'all ever saw the Blues Brothers? We're gonna have to get out here and do a concert to raise some money or something, bro. We gotta do something. Yeah, and look, and look at the family. The family sticking together like wet candy. The family sticking together like wet candy, yo, like legit. Why is it like 50K? It's nothing. Salute to YZ in the building. A lot wise. Tori B says, 10 minutes over here, please. And thank you. Yeah, Miguel P in the building, Tori B in the building, Just Knicks is in the building, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. I imagine y'all been watching shows and stuff, man, and salute to the content creators out there that's out there doing these things and all that, man. Yeah, I've been hearing so much wild stuff, man. So much stuff, man. I wanna yo, Danny Landis in the building, Miguel P, what's happening? Of course, while I do wanna get y'all thoughts on some stuff, I also wanna, I guess I may as well go and get the microphone ready. I got a lot to talk about. Seems like I hadn't been here since Friday, you know what? Because I hadn't been here since Friday. So let's get this thing cranked up. There's a lot to talk about, man. The Knicks play basketball this week, and I ain't gonna lie, I bought a color TV so I could see the Knicks play basketball. Everybody, hotel, motel, what you gonna do today? The Knicks play basketball this week, and I'm excited. The Knicks play basketball this week, and I'm excited. I ain't gonna lie. While I really don't expect a whole lot, Thursday, I do expect the guys to go out. I do expect to see some stuff, I guess. Do expect to see some stuff. And I'm gonna ask you what you guys are thinking. What are y'all expecting to see? What are y'all expecting to see? Are y'all expecting to see us beat Philly and everybody go out there and look great? Or are you just wanting to see guys run up and down the floor? You know what I'm saying? Don't care about the score. Just come back home healthy. What are y'all thinking? And while y'all formulate your thoughts to put whatever you want in the chat in response to that, I'm gonna start by saying the Knicks didn't just show up at training camp in Westchester this year. They packed their bags, stamped their passports, and went global. Preseason basketball in Abu Dhabi is more than just a road trip. It's the organization planting this flag around the world, saying the Knicks are back and we're aiming for the biggest prize in basketball. And this trip isn't just about international fans taking selfies in Knicks gear, right? It's about setting the tone, right? The Knicks are embracing the spotlight everywhere, from Madison Square Garden to the Middle East, with the belief that if you can win on the world stage, you can finish the season holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy, right? Think about the symbolism. You start your year in Abu Dhabi, representing New York on a global scale, then spend 82 games grinding through the NBA season. The mission is clear. End it all with the championship parade down the Canyon of Heroes, right? So the questions for Knicks fans is this global preseason a preview of the explosion of an already global brand taking over sports? The Knicks starting the season, this special season in Abu Dhabi, is at the kickoff of something so grand that we can't quite put our heads around it just yet. Just whatever, just yet. Or is it just a nice road trip? Because make no mistake, listen, the Knicks didn't travel across the world just to sell jerseys. They can do that at home, right? My belief is they're chasing something bigger. And for the first time in a long time, there's a real sense that maybe, just maybe, the Knicks can start what they finish, right? So I'll say to you this. I've been asked around the scenes. I've been asked behind the scenes about who I believe is the fifth starter, who I think is going to win some awards this year. What's my win-loss record prediction? Is Mike Brown the real guy? What's the defense going to look like? What's the offense going to look like? So I've been asked a lot of questions, and for the most part, I'm really trying to save that to like the week before the season start, like the predictions and stuff. Y'all know how we do it, right? We sit through some preseason games. I'm on playback TV together. Me, Ala Wise, Coach, Greeny from LI, IKBM Dre, Cowboy Bob, Mets used to be there. And we just sit through the games and then jump on the Knicks at Night podcast and then talk about what we saw. And while I do think I'm going to take the same approach this year, right? I do think I'm going to take the same approach this year. I have a sense this year is different. And not like trying to shoot y'all to gas or anything like that. Like, I don't need to get y'all hyped up. I don't really care about getting Knicks fans hyped. That ain't my job. You know what I'm saying? I do this for fun, and we all do this for fun. My job is not to like, impress upon or like drag somebody to the water or pull people away from the water, anything like that. That ain't my job, man. We just come in here and have fun, right? So even with that in mind, though, this season feels different in a sense that I saw Karl Anthony Towns on the Joe and Jada podcast, and Cat was legit up there talking like he is ready for a championship. Like when they ask him like play around stuff, they're like, yo, you know what I'm saying? When you see such and such, and you like, how dare he guard me, blah, blah. And Cat's like, nah, bro. We out here trying to win this chip. What about when an old man guards you, man? You know what I'm saying? You should be eating them, Nah, we just trying to win this chip, bro. Ain't none of that stuff, bro. We just all us together. And I was like, what? Yo, you around some rappers talking on a humble? You must believe that in your heart. That this season is about winning the championship, right? And I feel different too as a content creator. The smallest of the small, as a very tiny Knicks content creator. But hey, man, listen, we go. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. Drip Moore's in the building. Salute. As a very tiny content creator, a Knicks content creator, I feel different about this thing, man. I feel like see, last year I felt hopeful, right? Like last year I felt hopeful, like, yo, if all these certain things go together, we might be the champs, right? Do I feel like we should have been the champs last year? Absolutely. Absolutely, I felt like we should be the champs from last year, right? Like, do I feel like we should be the champs from 2 years ago? Absolutely. I feel right now, I feel like the Knicks should be the three-time reigning NBA champs right here at this moment. Right, like right now, I feel like I should still be drinking an open bottle of 2015 Dom Perignon. With eating some Russian caviar and a Dominican cigar. That's what I feel like I should be doing right now. Still celebrating that the Knicks are the NBA champs, but we are not. And those years felt like if everything went right, and chat, stay with me on this. I feel like if everything went right, we should have been a chance. This year, I feel as if, and I know you guys may or may not feel this way. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I don't want you to feel like, if you don't feel like me, that there's something wrong. But this year, right now, this moment, September 29th, I feel like the only way the Knicks won't win a championship is if a bunch of stuff goes wrong. Right? I legitimately feel like today, right now, the only way the Knicks are not the 2025-2026 NBA champs is if a bunch of things go wrong. Now, can a bunch of things go wrong? Of course they can. Of course. But that part, I'll see that when it happens. But right now, in this moment, I feel like, based on what I see around the league, the championship is the Knicks to lose. Sherwin in the building, salute. I feel like this year, the vibe is not, hey man, if Milwaukee knocks off Boston, and then Cleveland knock off Milwaukee, and then the 9th seed playoff team knock off the 1 seed, it'll clear the way for. Nope, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like there is a path. I feel like the Knicks are the path. I feel like the road to the Larry O'Brien Trophy goes through New York City. Now, and I could add a bunch of hyperbolic statements here for why. Like, if you could do it here, you could do it anywhere. Now, I could say stuff like that, or, you know what I'm saying? I could, say stuff like, Jalen Brunson's the man. Jalen Brunson, he's captain. I could say all that stuff, right? I could just hit y'all with hyperbole. I'm sure y'all been hit with hyperbole. I'm certain y'all have been hit with hyperbole probably all summer, right? Why I am this comfortable is from an objective standpoint, right? As a basketball fan first, right? Because I'm a basketball fan first, and then a Knicks fan second, right? I like to play it. I played it, man, in high school, and as an adult, and I'm talking about organized. I'm talking about organized ball, I'm a fan of basketball first. And when I watch the Knicks, I see a team that is loaded with weaponry. So much so that our fear is that the arsenal of weaponry may not be used completely or even correctly. We've seen that before. We've seen this team or other NBA teams have weaponry and then it not be employed correctly. We've seen it before. Some may say that has even happened here. What I'm going to say is, in an 82-game marathon where a team has so much offensive firepower, the way that the Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers won a bunch of games and had a lot of success is probably the way that the Knicks are going to win a lot of games this year. Ribs is in the building. I think the ball handling issue that we once had is solved. I think the Knicks have more productive guards than I've ever seen the Knicks team have. I've never seen a Knicks team anyway. I've never seen a Knicks team anyway that has had this amount of depth in ball handling and guard play. Usually the Knicks have one guard and a bunch of combo guards. And if you consider Clarkson and Brogdon combo guards, I can see that too. But at the same time, I think having two high-level playmakers on your squad is a plus. I'm going to go out on a limb and make my prediction, or make one prediction to you guys. I just want to throw this out there, right? I just want to throw this out there. And if I'm wrong, I'm strong with it. If I'm wrong, I'm strong with it. Or some people say, he wrong, but he was loud. That's what I'm about to do right now, everybody. I'm about to predict that Jalen Brunson is going to be the NBA's MVP. Y'all heard me, right? So I'm here to tell you, and listen, I know what y'all going to do. So as soon as I say this, a bunch of people are going to compare me to other content creators. Uncle Freezy, other content creators didn't say Jalen Brunson was the MVP. Well, they're not Uncle Freezy. And I'm not them. Chat, y'all heard me say Jalen Brunson is going to be the MVP, right? Hey, Corey Lee, did you hear me say Jalen Brunson is going to be the MVP? I just want to make sure this microphone is working. I'm legit telling y'all, before October gets here, that Jalen Brunson is going to be the MVP. And before you think I did something knee-jerk, like, oh, snap, Uncle Freezy done snapped and he done lost it. No. I haven't snapped. I haven't lost it. Right? But usually, the best player on the best team in the NBA is usually the league MVP. Right? When I look back at the past few champions, the guys that have won NBA championships, right? D Buckets in the building, just Knicks. Usually, or here lately, I'll say here lately, the league MVP, right? The league MVP, or I'm sorry, the best player on the best team is usually the league MVP. Last year, who was MVP last year? It was like a cornball MVP, right? It was like a cornball MVP. Like, oh, I'm glad Dre ain't hear that. Dre Boy was the MVP. SGA was the MVP, and his team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, won the NBA championship. The year before that, I think the Celtics won, and somebody else won the MVP. I can't remember who it was. The year before last, it was another MVP. I can't remember, but it wasn't from the Celtics. But the year before that, when Denver won it, Jokic was the MVP. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. I know this is a bold prediction for some. but not to me when I consider how basketball is played nowadays. When I look at how basketball is played nowadays and look at the recipe for winning an NBA title, an MVP award, I think all the ingredients for both are in Madison Square Garden. Right? I'll start with the championship stuff. I'm gonna build on that, but I want to build on this MVP thing first. Does New York run a system that highlights the best traits of its offensive players? I.e., when fans don't watch the Knicks look at the box score, will they be impressed by either Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, or whoever is the third best Knick on the roster? Will NBA people that don't watch the Knicks on a regular basis check out the box score after the game and be impressed by the numbers that they see, even though they did not watch the game? Kerry Cox in the building. Salute. The son of the legend is in the building. Salute. Will West Coast and Midwest NBA reporters and NBA writers be able to look at the Knicks box score and say, Jalen Brunson had 31 tonight? How many did he have last night? Oh, he had 37 last night. Okay. Well, who do they play tomorrow? The Washington Wizards? Let me keep an eye out on Jalen Brunson's scoring numbers. Will the Knicks run an offensive system that will be visually appeasing to NBA fans and NBA writers and looks good on NBA TV? That's up to you to decide. Right? That's layer number one. Here's layer number two. Do the Knicks have enough offensive weaponry to keep defenses honest against Jalen Brunson? or Karl Anthony Towns or whoever the Knicks' third best player is. Do the Knicks have a second and third guard that can keep defenses honest off of Jalen Brunson? Do the Knicks have a couple of bigs that can score and shoot the three and rebound? Do the Knicks have elite wing players out on the wing? I guess my question ultimately is, do the Knicks have a roster good enough for Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns or whoever the third best player is on the Knicks to not have, that must be a Brooklyn Nets fan bothering me, isn't it? Do the Knicks have a roster of very good complementary players that can keep defenses honest on Jalen Brunson for 82 games? Todd Barbie in the building. Salute. All right. Here is layer number 3. Here's layer number 3. Does the New York Knicks organization have a fan base with enough energy that when Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns or whoever the third best player is gets on that MVP rocket, do the Knicks have enough energy in their fan base to get on board with their guy becoming the league MVP and not hating on not eating our own? Chat, I'm asking y'all, right? I'm asking y'all if Jalen Brunson starts the season off averaging an efficient 30 points per game, 50, 40, 90, and we're in December around Christmas, right? Jalen Brunson is about 30 points a game, maybe 29, maybe 30, maybe 31, but he's 50, 40, 90, which means he's hitting his free throws at a career high, Will Knicks fans get on board for a real MVP season? Listen, and I was watching the game Knicks versus Lakers when Kobe Bryant went off on the Knicks and the Garden was chanting MVP for Kobe Bryant when he was at the free throw line. I was watching that game, right? And yeah, I know the Knicks fan base will make up chants for those that they appreciate. I know the Knicks fan base will chant Deuce when Deuce shoots a three. What I'm asking you, though, as a Knicks fan, is do you believe your brothers and sisters, do you believe they have enough emotional stamina to cheer a Knick all the way through an 82-game MVP campaign? That's what I'm asking you. And if your answer is no, if your answer is I'm just gonna root for the best guy, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I know SGA is averaging 32 on 32 shots, but they're the reigning champs. If that's the thought in your mind, if you're giving him MVP cachet for something that he did last year, you're not keeping it real. legit, if you're saying I'm giving SGA the nod right now because they the reigning champs, and to beat a man, you got to beat the man, you're not keeping it real. You crowning him off of basic stuff that he did last year. If you are legitimately obsessed with Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're not keeping it real. You're keeping it. You're giving him props for stuff that he did in the past. But if Jalen Brunson is 50, 40, 90 or somewhere near, and it's around December-ish, before Christmas, before the new year, and we're not chanting MVP for Jalen Brunson after 28 games, 30 games, then how hardcore of a fan base are we? Does the Knicks fan base have enough emotional stamina to root for a Knick during an NBA MVP season? And listen, listen, when I thought about these things a few hours ago, all of these levels to us being successful, the only question I had was this: I don't believe the Knicks fan base has enough emotional stamina to root for one of our own players to be MVP. I saw it with Pat Ewing. After a while, people are like, yeah, man, Pat having an MVP season, but we just can't beat Jordan. Wait a minute. This man is having the MVP is an individual award, and you're punishing him because his team can't beat the Bulls. When I thought about this a few hours ago, man, I guess I thought about this. Hey, Lee, what time was that when I called? Hey, Lee, what time was that when I called you, bro? Lee, you still in the chat? Lee, what time was that when I called you, man? Because I was thinking about that. I was going to talk to him, but I had to break the news that Malik Neighbors is out for the season. Lee said it was 2:15. Okay, so about 2:15, I was thinking about Jalen Brunson being the MVP. So about 2:15 today, I was thinking about Jalen Iverson. Hey, Miguel P says, usage and minutes are going to change significantly with the guards we have on deck. Yep. Bro, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna say this, right? Anybody that you've ever seen be successful had a crew. Heavy D and the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever you saw be successful had a crew. And I'm here to tell you that the crew here is good enough to support an MVP. You may not think so. You may not think that this player 2 through 11 is not good enough to support player 1. I disagree. I think the Knicks 2 through 11 hell, 2 through 13. I think the Knicks player 2 through 13 is good enough to support player 1. And not just have it be Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, but what I'm saying, player 2 through 11 is good enough to be, well, player 2 through 5 is good enough to be player 1 on some nights. No, player 2 through 4. Player 2 through 4. Let me walk that back some more. Player 2 through 4 is good enough to be player number 1 on a lot of nights. Right? But the fact that player 2 through 13 for the Knicks are good enough to support player number 1 on every night lets me know that player number 1 is good enough to be the 2026 NBA MVP. And we all know what comes along most times with a player becoming the NBA MVP of the league. We know what comes with that. And so where are we going with this whole thing? Like, why am I not talking about the same stuff that y'all want to talk about all the time? Like, why am I not talking about who the 5th starter is going to be? Are the Knicks going to make a trade? Why am I not talking about whatever? It's because the Knicks have Jalen Brunson. Why do I care about, and when I say care, I mean, there's levels to this. Of course I care, but I'm not obsessed. Uncle Freezy, why are you not obsessed with who the 5th starter is going to be? Because we got Jalen Brunson and Cat. We got Josh and OG. Shit, we could throw Buddy Lee out there with them. We can legit throw Buddy Lee out there with them, and they will absolutely mop the floor with most teams, most nights. It's what it is. Here's the other layer to it, right? So here were the layers that I laid out for you. Do the Knicks have a scheme that supports an MVP? Yes. Right? Do the Knicks have supporting players to support an MVP? Yes. Will the fans support an MVP? That's where the questions come in, because our fan base, we don't really support, like, I don't know. We support, but sometimes it's like, we support in a way like when your Aunt Bonnie used to send you to the store to get her a pack of cigarettes and let you keep the change kind of support. Aunt Bonnie, they don't sell Virginia Slims down at Poppy. We'll walk 13 blocks and get my Virginia Slims, and you can keep the change. 15 cents. Aunt Bonnie, you gonna make me walk 13 blocks to keep 15 cents? Yeah. Is 15 cents more than you had before this conversation? Yeah, you're right. I'll be back. Y'all don't get that because y'all don't have no fine Aunt Bonnie that used to smoke. Y'all don't have no fine Aunt Bonnie that used to smoke Virginia Slims. Yeah. You know, hey, Ty Barbie, maybe I'm the only person from the hood up here. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm hood. I don't want to be hood, right? I grew up there, and listen, I didn't like it. Hey man, I like every day somebody stealing something and then somebody shooting at such and such and whatever it is. Yeah, Lee, you got to walk 14 blocks to go get Salem's in the long box, and she telling you to keep the change, and the change ain't nothing but 15 cents. Like, Aunt Bonnie, you gonna send me to the store with $1? Yeah, they cost 85 cents. That, bro, y'all listen, that's when cigarettes used to cost 85 cents, right? Legit. I used to have to walk all the way down to Stegman. Like legit, I had to walk all the way down to I had to walk all the way down to Woodlawn to Miss Ruby Num store to get a pack of Virginia Slims. Top notch tea in the building. Salute. So yeah, we support, but we support in a Aunt Bonnie making me walk 14 blocks to the store to get some Virginia Slims in the box. And yeah. Aunt Bonnie, you making me walk 13 blocks in the cold for 15 cents. Yeah, put a coat on. Okay. Yo, Carrie Cox, between you and I, hey, between you and I, you old as hell, bro. Yo, if y'all heard me whisper that to Carrie Cox, keep it to yourself. If y'all heard me whisper that to Carrie Cox, keep it to yourself. I'm gonna tell her one more time. Carrie Cox, if your people sent you to the store with a note and some money to give to the man, you old, bro. Yo, you old, bro. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, you old, bro. That's old school right there, bro. That's old school right there, bro. Yeah, that's old school, bro. But on our point about the Knicks, though, and now listen, I already know what y'all gonna say. Freezy, everybody else in Knicks universe not saying these wild, outrageous things like, who you think you are? Hey man, this is just what I feel in my heart. I feel like in order for the Knicks to win the NBA championship, Jalen Brunson has to be the MVP. And in my heart, I feel like the Knicks are going to win the championship. So they go hand in hand. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. I saw Giannis win MVP and the NBA Finals. I saw Jokic win the MVP and the NBA Finals. Right? I saw SGA win an MVP and the NBA Finals. Right? And what I'm saying is next summer, this time, we're still going to be celebrating our title and can't believe that Jalen Brunson won MVP. And we'll start that talk. When are we retiring Jalen Brunson's number? After we win this championship and Jalen Brunson wins this MVP, we're legit going to start the conversation of Jalen Brunson Hall of Fame. Yeah. Yeah. The tab. Miguel P, you talking about the tab? Yeah. I know the tab. So how does Jalen Brunson get to this MVP though? I think Jalen Brunson, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound disrespectful to Jalen Brunson, and it's not, but I just like to have fun, right? So I'm going to say this about Jalen Brunson, and it's going to sound disrespectful. It's not. I just like to have fun with it, though. To me, in order for Jalen Brunson to reach that next level, I think Jalen Brunson has to get in better shape. I hadn't seen him this year, but if Jalen Brunson's size 9.5 head can get in shape, like in better shape, like I'm not saying he's not in great shape. It's not what I'm saying. If JB can shred up some more, instead of being like a stocky Tim Hardaway type guard, and be more of a if JB can get in shape, and he's in great shape, everybody. If JB can shred up, if he can rip up and get to like legitimate 6'2", 200 pounds, I think, see, now we talking. Yeah, drip more. Yeah, now we talking. Now we Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry. Like that 6'2", 195 shredded up. And he don't have to, right? I'm not telling that man what to do with his life, right? But what I am saying is you'll be amazed how much stamina you have when you're not. Hey, I know. I don't. Hey, Shimmy, you notice I'm trying to get away from, right? I'm kind of like on roller skates with this, right? Trying not to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Miguel P said he need to stop taking charges. Yes, he won't take. If you start Malcolm Brogdon, Brunson's not taking charges. It's as simple as this. Brunson has to take charges when he plays with Josh Hart. And I know y'all think those two things don't go together. They do go together. Hey, Kerry Cox says he's just a stocky dude. Okay. Okay. And it may be, maybe I'm asking, I could be wrong. Yo. Yo, if we could get JB in a size 8.5 ball cap, then we'll be straight, right? He in good shape. Miguel P, you wildin', bro. Miguel P is wildin' out here. But even if JB don't do any of that stuff, I think the supporting cast that he has, right? The supporting cast that he has him about 80% of the way to being the league MVP. The other 20, 10, 5, 1% is all on Jalen Brunson. That's all on, because you have the offensive system, you have the supporting cast. I think once JB gets to about February, and is healthy, I think MVP is undeniable. Prezi in the building. Prezi, what'd you say? Yo. Oh my God. Yo. Yo, yo, y'all gotta leave my man alone. He can't help that, bro. He can't help your cranium size, man. Yo, you can't. Hey, you can't help your cranium size, man. I mean, part of that is, I mean, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is, bro. We do this. I told Lee I was gonna call him back, and I didn't. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat, man, for my guy. See what my guy up to. Y'all need to see him. Y'all need to see my guy. Yeah, Dripmore, this is where we at. So I wanted to say this, bro. I was watching the videos and stuff, bro. You don't be playing no games, bro. You don't be playing. Y'all make sure y'all check out Dripmore YouTube joint, man. Make sure y'all check out Dripmore YouTube joint, bro. Like every time I get the notification, unless I'm in a meeting or something, I just go straight to it because to me it's fun. I like watching it. Corey Lee in the place to be. What's good, bro?
Peace. What's up? Yo, Dripmore and Prezi, y'all are hilarious.
They hilarious, bro.
Hilarious, yo. And it's messed up. You know, my man got he probably got his mama body in his daddy head.
Probably.
Just saying.
Probably.
DNA is the MF.
Yeah, man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I legit think he's probably I think he's probably close to being the league MVP. I just don't know if the MVP if individual awards will drive Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? You know how some like with me, I don't care about individual awards or accolades. Like I don't care about some stuff that people don't care about. Like I care about like a close unit of people that be around me, man. I don't care about being worldwide famous. You know what I'm saying? But for my people like Corey Lee, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you already know what it is. Some stuff don't have to be said. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute.
Hey, salute. What's up,
Hey,
you
got
the?
I'm sorry, Lee. I'm gonna just say this real quick. Hey, Fritz, you know you got the R&B streets talking, bro.
Oh, they ain't liking me,
bro. Nah, they talking. They just talking like, why that man said that?
They had to jump on the mic just to set me straight.
Fritz always out here starting some trouble. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, when Fritz break out that calculator, it's on. Watch how he aim it. I'm messing with you. But that's the hardest working man out here in the YouTube world. He got his own channel. Check him out. That's 1. 2, he on everybody podcast. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. What can I say? Hey, mom. But getting back to what you were saying, Freezy, real talk. Listen, and I know you said something earlier, and I hate to spin over it by using this. Last year was like because last year he pretty much had an MVP season, but they slicked through it, spun it, and he could be the clutch player of the year.
Yeah.
So, that's them saying we recognize you, but yeah, y'all quite ain't there yet in our eyes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So if the supporting cast, well, it all comes down to a lot of things got to break our way in order for that to happen, because he is the leader of the team, and in the fact that He does represent us, and he's the face of the franchise.
Yep.
You know, people are going to try to do. You see how they're already starting right now, trying to tear him down. The season ain't even started yet. Try to line him up with other people and their mishaps. Which I thought was a sucker move
Right.
on the low. So that young man knows not. He can't walk down 42nd Street, Times Square. He can't even come out. Matter of fact, when he gets to Bristol, he needs to go straight to Teterboro. Because he's not safe in the city.
Fritz,
What's up, your?
what's up, Fritzy?
Yeah,
I'm
what's up?
excited, man. I'm excited. We got preseason coming up. We got regular season afterwards. My Mets suck. I'm got over my Mets. I'm ready for the Knicks. That's
I
it.
knew that part was coming, bro. I knew that part was coming.
Dude, I had my Lindor jersey all set up, bro. I was gonna wear it if they won against Miami and they can't win. You know what? I'm forgetting about them already. Moving on.
Man, I don't know what to say about my Mets. But what I will say about Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, though, I think Mike Brown legitimately. Cause here's the thing. One of the things that we take lightly is the Mike Brown resume, right? Like the Jalen Brunson MVP thing is not outlandish when you think about what league MVPs Mike Brown has been in close proximity with on a daily basis, right? Like it's not just Tim Duncan. Like this dude has been on an everyday grind with multiple MVPs, and whichever MVP you choose, it don't matter. Whichever one you pick, Mike Brown legit has been in proximity with these type of guys. So who else to mold a guy with all that talent and everything in place to be the MVP than Mike Brown? I mean, that was available, by the way.
Right. You got a good point too, Fritzy, because I thought about that myself. I had a convo with my friend not that long ago. He's like, why hire Mike Brown when there are other coaches you could have gone after? And I'm thinking about it. I was like, I'm glad we went after Mike Brown because what better way to make someone an MVP than Mike Brown? Jalen Brunson is hitting that status right now. We've all seen it year after year after year, his grow into stardom. And I think Mike Brown's perfect for that. Mike Brown knows how to get his best out of players to find that second potential that they had that will give him that leap into MVP conversation as well.
Right.
Well,
Mike Brown comes from a very strong coaching tree, and they do develop MVPs. So you're correct, Yuri. I'm just going to back you up on that one.
Right.
Well, I thought Mike Brown was a good choice because I think he could take the pressure. I think he's a professional coach. He's been in other pressure situations. He's coming in. Usually you have a coach and they're talking about, oh, this is the coach of the future. He ain't the coach of the future. You got a couple years to get this done, and he can't get too comfortable. I think he's kind of like a mercenary for the job.
A microwave, period. Instant.
Because you got sometimes he ain't got 5 years. Tip had 5 years. He ain't got 5 years. He's don't get too comfortable if you ain't winning the chip.
2 years minimum. I'm going to say 2 years. 3 if I'm being nice. 2 years minimum. 3 is the maximum. It's got 2 years to win a chip. 2. Reason being is that you bring him in, right? You're basically saying we didn't win a chip because of Tom Thibodeau last year. And to some point that can be true because Fritzy, had a rant about it literally not that long ago, stating all 3 years that the Knicks should have been champs.
3-time NBA champs. That's what we should be right now.
And you did you make that into a short, by the way, before?
Nah, I don't do that extra work, bro. I ain't doing. Nah, I'm not doing all that extra work, bro.
I'll do it.
He leaves it to YouTube.
Yeah, nah, man. We got lives out here, bro.
Back to the point I was making, but
Yeah. He ain't got no time to chop and screw stuff.
No, but the point stands is that we should have been NBA champions 3 times. Tibbs had 3 chances to get out of the second round. He finally gets out of the second round this season and blows game 1 completely. Some people say they blame it on the players, and I could see that point too. The players didn't live up to the hype in game 1. And the way I view it is that I usually put that on the coach, because game 1 will still stay fresh in my mind until the Knicks win a title this year or whenever Mike Brown is going to win. Because when that game 1 happened, Deuce was in the lineup and Tibbs subbed out Deuce for Josh Hart, and it still pees me off till this day that it happened.
Okay.
Because Deuce was killing it out there. He blocked Pascal Siakam. I'm thinking we win the game right there.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on. Mike Brown, he comes from the Popovich era. He comes from that line of tree where he emphasizes passing, he emphasizes basing, he emphasizes three-point shooting, good three-point shooting, not like when Boston was jacking up threes in a series against us. He emphasizes good he emphasizes good three-point shooting.
Okay.
And he wants the Knicks to incorporate backdoor cutting, and I feel like it's the perfect system for the Knicks. It's up to the players to buy in.
Okay. What y'all think, man?
Hey, I just saw what Dripmo put in the chat, and that was one of the dopest things he, besides the fact you're talking about his head pause, but he has to give him that Steph Curry template, on how to get busy out here, and also to incorporate his other teammates. And that's a valid point. Shout out to Dripmo for that. For real.
One thing about Steph, Steph can get all the points he wants if he works for it. He just ain't gonna hold the ball and do it. So if he fight to get open, they'll let Curry shoot 30 shots if he wants. And it's just Jalen Brunson holds on to the ball too much. It isn't that he's shooting too much. He just holds it too long.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Seems like Lee didn't like what Fritz said.
I mean, Fritz is my guy, so it's not like whether I like or dislike what he says. I'm gonna allow that man to breathe,
Right.
because I can't argue. That's his opinion, and this is your show is an opinion-based show. Whether I disagree with him or not, that's up to him, But actually, it's up to Steph Curry in himself in order to really push himself to that level. And I mean, he's there. He's on the cusp. Period.
Yeah.
No matter how we lead it, And he's one of the most underrated and really undervalued people overall in the league. Like certain people, certain pundits give him his props, but it's like, yeah, And then you got those other cats who've been idolizing or had a love affair with a certain type of player, and they finally get to the highest part of their ascension, and that's when they really push and push and push. The win horses, the females. I can't even think of the name right now. The female pundits.
You talking about
You know,
Molly don't work there no more, bro.
oh no, huh?
Molly don't work there no more.
Molly, we ain't talking about Molly, bro. Molly and her boyfriend have had a feud because he can't. I can't use the word I want to use. Keep her for cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, let's leave it at that, bro. Let's keep it family friendly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So yeah,
PG, y'all.
yeah. So nah, I kind of know where you're going with it though.
Yeah, Goldie got to have his way.
And, hey man, Fritz, what do you think? What do you think is stopping Brunson from being MVP? Is it just creating his own, or just getting free to shoot as much as he wants?
Um, no, I thought certain things he hasn't started the year well.
Okay.
Like the last couple of years, I don't think he started the year that well. Like last year, it was what he was trying to get Mikal incorporated. He was trying to play nice. The year before, what he came on late. He came on like mid-season, so I think it's taking it wire to wire.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I want to clarify this. So, you're going to give him the excuse he had to incorporate new teammates or get familiar with teammates?
No, like he was deferring like early.
Mm. So,
Mikal decided he was going to change his shot, but But I think Brunson was trying to get Mikal like started, so he wasn't like dominating the ball. He was trying to like get Mikal incorporated because Mikal came over from Brooklyn scoring 20-something points a game. I think the thought was that he was going to come to New York and score 20.
nah, I disagree with you. I think it was more of him trying to get Cat more incorporated versus Mikal.
I know, but he
Because,
was deferred. He was
hold on a
deferring.
second. Hold on a second. Let me finish. Why? Let me finish my statement. Why? Because
Mhm.
he's already played with Mikal, so he knows Mikal's game. It's different now when you have a real big man who can truly stretch the floor. And used to having the ball in his hands a lot more where he came from versus Mikal Bridges who's a de facto superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a star because he was only the best player over there in Brooklyn. Not by choice, but just by the simple fact that he was just the only talent on it. Really, for real talent.
Right. No, I'm going to back Corey up on that one. I definitely agree because Jalen Brunson knows Mikal's game better than anyone because it's Jalen Brunson and they've played with each other since Villanova days. JB knows Mikal's game. But if you had to guess who had to be incorporated, I do agree it was Cat. Because Cat was coming from Minnesota where he was being the 4 and he got transferred into being the 5. And I do agree with the reports that came out back when Tibbs was fired was that players did not know what their roles were at all. And I don't know how I feel about that. I still think the report is BS because it was trying to make Tibbs look bad. But if that report is true, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is, then we need roles defined in this preseason, and I'm looking forward to that.
Let me ask y'all this. I'm lost. What does playing the 5 mean? Does somebody in the chat tell me what does playing the 5 mean?
Depends what team you're on. It means different things for different teams.
Exactly, especially in this new NBA.
Exactly. That's
You know,
it's all different. But if you were to ask me what a 5 is in the NBA back then, I think a 5 is defending the paint, scoring inside the paint, then if possible, stretching the floor if you have that ability to.
Okay,
In
so
this modern
does
NBA.
Mitchell Robinson play the 5? Based on what you just told me, does Mitchell Robinson play the 5?
Mitchell Robinson plays the 5, yes.
Okay.
I see Mitchell Robinson as a true 5. I see Cat as a stretch 5.
Okay.
I think that's fair to say.
Okay. Lee, you quiet, bro. I'm starting to think there's something going on, bro. Did I say something offensive?
Nah, I'm listening. Yo, I told you, I've evolved because all this fussing and cussing, going back and forth, trying to make a point that's already been made. You know, why I gotta keep arguing over the same thing when the proof's been in the pudding on what Mitchell Robinson already is or what he's capable of doing and what he does and what he provides. I don't need to keep doing that. Y'all need to watch the Knicks game because if that's not obvious to you all, then I can't tell you. I can't help you no more. You can't keep beating a dead horse.
Well, right. Right. Man. Hey, G. Robinson says, is Cat a 5 because of height?
Wow.
Wow.
You know what? Oh, go ahead, please.
I'm gonna say yes,
Mm-hmm.
because most 5s are 5s because of height. If Mitchell Robinson was 6'3", would he play center? Would he be?
He'd be out here like Josh Hart.
He might be Deuce McBride. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I was asking everybody, like, what does the 5 mean? Because I've been watching shows and people are definitive with their thought on Cat is a 5 or Cat is not a 5 or Mitch is a true 5. And so I'm just trying to I need to get clarity on it. Fritz, what's your thought? You said it depends on
The
where
team.
it depends on the team.
Depends on the team.
What did they? You mean coaching philosophy?
What do they prioritize?
Okay.
So if it depends how they construct the team, because Cat can't be the 5 on a team where, I don't know, where the other center gets in his way, and then maybe he's the 4 because he can stretch the 4, and maybe that other player can't stretch the floor. So I think it's really about your personnel.
How about mindset? What you think you are, your skill level, how you attack the game, how you employ yourself as well. Because Cat has never been a back to your basket type of guy. And every coach that's tried to use him in that way has failed because Cat is insistent on being a face-up player, where Mitchell Robinson, to some degree, has been a back to the basket type of player, even though he's not that successful offensively, but on the defensive end, he makes up for it in a whole lot of different ways. You know, in the defensive aspect of the game.
So what does Mitch do when he catches the ball and his back is to the basket?
He either defers, or if he knows if he can get to the basket, he turns around and tries to dunk it, lay it up. I mean, it's not until, well, I tell you this, it's not been proven, like his jump hook or him doing a whole lot of turnaround moves or drop steps that have been successful because his hands haven't been the best. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Right.
that is for sure.
So that's how he hasn't succeeded so far in on this level of basketball.
What you talking
You
about?
know, high school.
Cat been in cat?
No. I'm talking about Mitchell Robinson
What do you
on
mean?
this level.
What do you mean?
Offensively, his hands. He doesn't have the best hands.
Okay.
Like, you know, it takes one double team, one guard who's strong. Because, you know, the guards right now in the NBA, 215, 6'3", 6'4", those are NFL linebackers, outside linebackers.
Right.
You know, and they
Yeah.
come swiping at the ball. You know, there ain't no regular dude hitting the ball. So, you know, God bless him. You got to have some real good hands to be a really solid, you know, big man in this game today with a post moves and all that stuff like that. You know,
Right.
He's right. He's absolutely right. 100%. But I feel like at the same time, though, with how we view someone as a 5 or as a power forward, my opinion on it is this. I viewed Cat as a 5 ever since he was drafted from Kentucky. Always have, always will. If he got drafted as a center, he got drafted as a center. That whole thing in Minnesota where he was a 4, it worked out for Minnesota because they actually had a center and Rudy Gobert. But what people fail to realize was that even when Cat was in Minnesota, Cat was putting up numbers as a true center as well. He was averaging at least 2 blocks a game at one point for Cat,
Right.
even when he was in Minnesota.
Okay.
But that was when they were still a poverty franchise, Minnesota, before they got Rudy Gobert. That's how I view it.
Yo,
And
anybody ever told you that you sound like RZA?
well, thank you very much. I take that as a compliment.
you from Staten Island, bro?
And like when I hear, I'm like, dang, this dude sound like RZA. Nobody probably ever told him that. Yeah.
You got that strong New York accent.
Yeah.
Thank you. I work on it very well. I've been working on it for basically since I was born.
Yeah. Basically,
I wait for you to give me a glizzy with some sauerkraut and mustard.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Pause, y'all, because I know some of y'all are like, some of y'all are gonna get us go out of control with that one.
But yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, no, that's my whole thing on the whole Cat thing. Now, do the Knicks have it all to finally make it to the finals? I would like to say yes. They got the depth. They got the best starting 5. They have bench depth, which I am looking forward to seeing how it performs. They have a 2 guard that can play off of Brunson and Jordan Clarkson. They have another one in Deuce McBride. They have Mitch that can anchor the defense. Right?
Okay.
They have a starting lineup that is basically interchangeable that you can lock in on the 5th starter. Right?
Okay.
They're going to Mike Brown is going to take this season a lot more seriously. He's going to take the preseason seriously because he needs to figure out what is our starting 5 for the regular season. And I'm excited because I want to see how he performs, Mike Brown. I want to see how he performs in the Garden.
Okay.
And I want to see, can he live up to the expectations that he has for himself. Mike Brown says he's got high expectations for himself, for the team, that's already been bestowed upon. But the fact that he says that he's got high expectations above himself, I'm interested to see if he lives up to the hype.
Okay.
So I'm going to see how this plays out.
Well, with that said, bro, I'm gonna say he's always had high expectations. And he's been gifted a lot of great teams. Now it's him to almost like Tim to some degree get out his own way and finally make the right adjustments in pressure situations. And there's no bigger pressure cooker in America than the
That's fair.
Garden, right there. And the proof's gonna be in the pudding right now once the season kicks off, because the expectation level has already been branded to what it is right now, and it is championship or bust. Because just for the simple fact that the East so-called superstars or super teams have been depleted either through injury or financials.
Okay.
You know, and not only just that, but also too, we haven't seen a young team on the Eastern Conference that has proven themselves worthy to even take ourselves out. And then on top of that, outside of the fact that Cleveland has been proven to be a disappointment because they can't even handle that pressure cooker of being in Cleveland.
Right.
I still remember that Indiana series against him as well. That game, I forgot which game it was when Tyrese did the celebration in Cleveland. That whole
Ooh, yeah.
series showed me, and I knew the Indiana Pacers was on some destiny type of stuff too, because their run was insane. Even as a Knicks fan who wasn't growing up in the Reggie Miller days, I was born in '98.
Right.
Seeing what that Indiana Pacers team did to us was nothing I've ever seen, hands down.
Okay.
And I give credit to them. I do give credit to them. I do 100%, because we got out hustled, we got outplayed by Indiana,
Right. Man.
and
Yo, why?
go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay. I was
No,
gonna ask why. Which one is he? A yellow, blue, green, or orange? Or is he just a regular Mike Brown one?
okay, that was
Yeah, man,
I would say red.
it's a lot, man.
I would
It's
say
a lot.
red for Mike Brown. No, Brown.
Yeah, Knicks fans have a lot of stuff to think about, man. The whole thing about like who's gonna play center to me is like somebody is searching for a question that they think can't be answered, and they think it makes you smart by finding a question that can't be answered. You feel me? You like Lee, talking about like you know how it's like when you have the conversation and somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, dinosaurs don't exist," and I got proof. You ever been around? You ever been around somebody who think they so smart they try to find like a question nobody can answer just so they can look smart? Like they'll go on like a random YouTube channel and be like, "Oh yeah, dinosaurs never existed," and shit, You like this dude just out here talking about stuff, man.
Bro, yo, God. First of all, I'm laughing at Wise, and I'm thinking about what you just said. And they're both funny at the same time. And yes, I think it's the one with the glasses. You're right, the red one. And to you, Freezy. Oh man,
Yeah, man.
that's like hey, that's like a super smart moron. You know what I'm saying? I hate to use that word moron, but a person who just has so much knowledge and don't have no common sense.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Like
Crazy.
how cockroach gonna survive and a dinosaur can't survive? You know what I'm saying? Like people saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's the question. That's the $1 million question that we all trying to figure out right now. We could answer that right now. We wouldn't be here doing this. We'll be some kind of paleontologist or bio super smart, engineer or whatever the hell, But at the end of the day, getting back to the gist of the question is Mike Brown has to he has to be the right person pushing the right. I mean, he has to push the right buttons this year because they didn't change it. They really didn't change the coaching staff too tough. Outside of maybe him and adding maybe one other person.
Yeah.
What's that?
Outside of a few
You know,
minor tweaks, like some people that probably should never have been in the league that was coaching in the league. Outside of that, like there were some assistant coaches, and you like, yo, how they get a job? How they get to watch the next game every week, and and we on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, and they got some courtside seats. Like I would die for. They just did, and getting paid.
And he getting paid.
Can go tell a ball boy, go over there and get me a hot dog real quick.
Yo, look at this tablet. Yo,
go. Can I take this home?
Yeah, right.
Can I take this home? And they got the OnlyFans on it too.
Oh, that's wild.
Yo. Yeah, man. One of the things why I need clarity on the 5 situation is because even if the Knicks got the perfect 5, what would it mean? Like I'm trying to figure out if the Knicks had the perfect 5, what does that mean for the Knicks? I'm asking that to the chat. Chat, if the Knicks had the perfect 5, what would that mean? Lee, I don't know what it would mean, bro. If the Knicks legit had the perfect 5, the 5 that they wanted, whoever it is, right? What does that mean, though? Ultimately,
they still got to make room. They still got to make room because you know why? Because there's only one basketball. There's only one basketball, and where we started with this conversation was. Is this man capable of being the MVP? And he still has a lot. He has a lot on his plate, but also too, he has to find a way to make his teammates better. And this is what I brought up last year. And I said, in order for us to win the NBA Finals, Cat or Jalen Brunson has to make themselves an MVP candidate. And the only one who tried to do that or who's proven that he can do it was Jalen Brunson. So you hit the nail on the head when you brought the concept of it all. Now, this true 5 situation and whatever it is, it's a mental concept of the player and the skill set and how they see themselves on the court. Because obviously, Cat wants to be a heavier, light-skinned version of KG. To some degree, without the defensive hustle,
right?
Offensively, and or the next Dirk Nowitzki. You know what I'm saying? A better comparison. He doesn't see himself as the traditional or what has been thought of because of his height and size. His whole skill set has been developed around handling the basketball, dribbling, shooting, and also, and he's not a bad passer. Now on the other end, the other expectations, I think he's limited because certain things that he lacks physically. The man got big old boat flat feet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
God bless him when he squeezed them suckers into them Timbs because I don't know how he does it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? and that's where he suffers. I think with the vertical part of the game, to try to be a better shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? He's not a bad rebounder to some degree because he can get to he can get some boards. At least that's what he's shown us in the beginning of the season. But now it's all up to him mentally in these pressure cooker situations. How does he step himself up and insert himself to doing the other things that are notable or needed? You know, I thought, what was it? I think it was Detroit. He wasn't that bad in Detroit. I don't know. We were expecting like at least a 30-point game or a high 20-point, high rebound game. But in certain situations, he stepped up and he did what was necessary for us to even get out of that round. So, I'm not saying he doesn't have the capability, it's the willingness,
Right.
and certain things. And what is he willing to sacrifice if he has to sacrifice something? And that's even on Jalen Brunson's part, too. Is he willing to sacrifice, a shot versus making the right pass?
Ooh,
You know,
I don't even know if I want to. I don't know if I want him to do that. Right? Hey, let me ask you this. That I'm gonna ask Huey this.
What's
So
up?
if the Knicks could have the perfect five, like who's the best center in the NBA right now?
Cat. Easy.
Who's the second best center in
Second
the
best?
NBA?
Jokic.
All right. So if the Knicks had a lineup with Jokic and Karl Anthony Towns in it, do the Knicks win a championship?
No. Absolutely not. One reason. Jokic don't play no defense. Cat don't play no defense. But you'll get probably the best offense you've ever seen in your life.
Okay.
the ball will move. That's what you're trying to say. Ball's gonna move.
The ball gonna move. You
Right.
want to have ball movement? That's your ball movement right there. You want to get 30 plus assists a game? You're gonna get 30 plus assists a game. You're good. Your Cat Jokic, if it works on paper, if it works, you're averaging at least 30 plus assists a game. Easy.
Okay.
30 plus, not 30 assists. You're averaging 30 plus. You might even break the assist record as a team while you're at it.
All right. Nick Yak in the building. Salute.
Nick Yak, what's up, brother? I did not mention trading Mitch yet, and I'm not going to.
Yo, yeah, we obsessed with trading Mitch, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. But everybody's got their own opinion.
Yeah, everyone got their
Right.
own opinion.
But if Jokic is the best center in the NBA, right? Just say for sake of conversation, and you put him next to Cat, does that improve your offense and your defense? In my mind, I think it takes away from your offense because an offense is not NBA offenses are not built to have two big 7-footers that can dribble, pass, and shoot because it's too easy to defend, right? Because in theory, now you can take Josh Hart and put him on Jokic and bring the double team with somebody else, right? But here's the thing: we know Jokic is going to find the right person, right? He's going to find Cat, right? He's going to find a wide open Cat. How long is Cat going to be open though, right? Because you're going to scramble out a Mikal Bridges out to Cat in order to contest Cat's three. But then Cat has to put the ball on the floor. Well, he can't dribble by Mikal Bridges, right? So then Cat throws the ball back in the post to Jokic, who's being covered by Josh Hart, right? And then you bring the double team again with, say, an OG. And then you see that back and forth until you just give the ball to Jalen Brunson so that he can go ISO one-on-one. And then all of a sudden, you can't use Cat and Jokic at the same time. But then even if Jalen Brunson makes the shot, right, what's your defense and rim protection going to look like on the other end?
That too. I didn't even think of that. That's why I said no defense.
You better get OG. You better get OG out there and get ready to be a shot blocker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking the chat. What does what does what does the five position mean to everybody? What do we mean? What do we mean by such and such can't play the five, or we need another five? If y'all can explain it, if somebody can explain it, then man, I'll talk about it all week. I don't care. It's basketball to me, right? But stuff like man, Josh Hart need to come off the bench, and then it's like, okay, if Josh comes off the bench, like what's Josh going to do with that bench unit? Like what does Josh provide that will enhance the bench, right? Is Josh going to play point guard, or is Josh going to play? Is he going to be a wing defender? Is Josh going to shoot the three? Is Josh going to be a big on that unit? Like these are the questions that I be wanting to take a deep dive on, and not to be smug, because I'm not being smug about it. It's just that if we're that passionate about something and we want to talk about it, man, let's talk about it and break that thing down. We ain't trying to be smug. For anybody that know me and know been around me behind the scenes, they know I'm not the type person that feel like I'm smarter than everybody else. Now, am I inquisitive? Like, am I Franklin? What's that show where that little boy used to ask a lot of questions with the two fine sisters? You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh, I know what you're talking about too.
Smart guy.
Smart guy, yeah. And now, am I Franklin? I might be Franklin. I might be asking 1,000 questions, right? But do I think I'm smarter than everybody? Nah. You know what I'm saying? But what I will do, but if we're passionate about something, and this is for the chat, if y'all passionate about something, y'all want to talk about it, man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in a way that does justice to the conversation and not proclaim who's a winner and who's a loser of a conversation. Because whoever wins a conversation tonight, guess what? We're gonna be right back here tomorrow. Right. So we're gonna be right back here tomorrow at 11. We're gonna be here weeknights at 11 every night. Right? so like one person being thing and one person being the other. It's not that. It's just more like, hey, let's chop this thing up. Let's talk about it.
This is gonna be like eating leftovers constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What we got tonight? Hash.
Let me say this, and I'm going to respond to Kerry. I'm not worried about Josh Hart's injury because as long as Josh Hart comes off the bench, I'm okay with it. We have quality shooters on our team now. I don't need Josh Hart shooting the ball. I need Josh Hart for three things: defense, rebounding, and playmaking. That's it. That's what I need from Josh Hart.
Okay.
I think Josh Hart is going to be the energizer bunny like he was back in 2023 before Tibbs made him into a starter. And I think he will fully embrace the bench role. Yes, does Josh Hart have an ego? It's no secret Hart's got the biggest ego on a team. But he's a professional. He basically says, I'm going to do what's best for the team, and he gets the job done. I don't understand the hate for Hart that's come by this season. Did he ever bet Indiana playoff a series? Oh, absolutely. I've even talked to many people that I know personally, that basically said Josh Hart didn't even want to talk to Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Carl Anthony Towns after the Indiana series because Josh Hart was literally pissed off at himself, looking at himself in a mirror that he couldn't even believe what he did in that series.
Okay.
So, yeah, Josh Hart's definitely looking for a bounce-back season.
Right. My belief is that those guys have a level of championship type DNA in them that they know how to will themselves to win, but at the same time, I think we're at a point that winning championships in the NBA is hard.
Absolutely.
It's not as simple as putting together a college team that won a championship. It's too hard to do that. That's fairy tale stuff. So
That's a Disney movie.
yeah, that's the Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Mighty Ducks
Exactly.
story.
Turn pro. Yo, like that's not gonna happen, yo. Like just because they've been winning together all their lives on a certain level, like a lower level, doesn't mean that they can duplicate that because you got to think everybody on this level is a professional.
Right. Guys are good
And
at that level, bro.
they're great, not even good, great.
Yeah,
Even
they
the 12th man,
yeah, you're
even the
right.
12th man,
Yeah.
even the 12th man is a great, like matter of fact, for an example, just like how you told us the story about how you Terrell Biggs got into it. You know what I'm saying? And
About
you
me.
talking about somebody,
He said,
I mean, it turned you into a strawberry muffin.
"Oh, you
But,
told
yeah,
Terrell? Hey, Terrell Biggs, you
yeah.
got me, bro."
But going back to what I was trying to say, freeze is this, bro. The simple fact that even because you had to talk your talk because you were trying to aspire to get to his level.
Yeah.
The point of it all is even a fallen champion is still a champion.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
No matter how you all look at it.
Yeah.
We sit here as fans. We couldn't even. I couldn't even be on the training staff, let alone be on the bench. You know what I'm saying? At the end, picking peanuts out my pants because because I can't. I'm not even good enough to be a starter.
Right.
I got to develop the game,
Right.
develop my game even more, and that's just what it is. These cats are above level athletes who get out here who really, really, really can't compete. And it's all about opportunity and the way these coaches want to try to use them.
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 I get it. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to slam my people, bro. If it seems like I'm bending over backwards to appease, I'm not. But also want my people to be heard. Like, because I mean, like when here and I watch other shows, I see people put stuff in the chat like multiple times, just for their point to be heard. And I'm like, yo, since we here and we participate in the chat, like we kicking it, like why not just talk about it? Well, all of us are here,
Hmm.
same time every night. We gonna be here. Why not just talk about it? Why not just chop it up? What do we have to lose by having a conversation? Right? Like for instance, what do we have to lose by discussing what an NBA five is?
Hmm.
In today's game,
Yeah.
because I mean, for an example, what's my man's name? Jokic is listed as center. Uh, what's the brother who played in Orlando? Plays the
Aaron
four.
Gordon. Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. Yeah, but
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon is responsible for the back, for the most of the rim protection. You know, protecting the basket. He's relied upon to do a lot of the help rebounding, playing the dirty work on a lot of the bigger players that maybe Jokic cannot cover because he lacks the foot speed and stuff like that. So he's like I'm looking at today's center or big. That's an even better term now. Big
Right.
is a guy who is very athletic, can get to the rim easy, helps protect the basket, you know, gets out on the break, finishes well, with ease, and is relied upon to fill the middle of the lane when on a fast break.
Right. Yeah. I think the deeper we get into this conversation, the more I think we may be obsessed with buzzwords.
I agree.
Like somebody will say something like, he can't play the five, just something random. I'll just say somebody will say something like Mitchell Robinson can't play the five. Like I heard that before, right? And I'm like, well, what is a five? Because in theory, on a very base level, they right. On a very basic elementary, I look at the box score type thing, they might be right about Mitchell Robinson playing the five. Because they look at the box score and they see certain numbers, you didn't watch the game, everything is out of context, you can't put things together, you don't understand concepts, things of that sort. Like it's not important for Mitchell Robinson to be 20-10 because he do other stuff. Like the New York Knicks don't need Mitchell Robinson to go out and get you 22 points and 14 rebounds because he does other stuff and he's good at doing that other stuff. He's great at doing that other stuff, right? So it's one of them things where it's like when you say five, like what are we getting at? Are we intimating that a five does one thing, and if you don't do that thing like that five that I saw in another city, then you can't be the five for the Knicks?
Right? Because if you look at it from another perspective too, for a while we were looking at LeBron James as like a point guard
Right.
because he would come down and bring the ball down and initiate the offense on a lot of his team, multiple of his team, and then some players he might take off
Right.
on that end too. But now is he a de facto point guard or is he just a small forward?
Is he?
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and the same thing is what's my man Luca now? You know, the man is 6'8", 6'9", but he's considered a point guard, a pure point guard at that to some degree. You know, how about he's just a very good tall athlete who's asked upon to do a certain job. You know, and that's what we have to look at now more so than anything. Then because back in the days it was so simple because it was defined by height. You know, a power forward was a power forward because he was like maybe the second or third or fourth tallest person on the team. You know, and in the center was the big man, the really big guy. And no matter what, you know, the power forward did a certain type of job. You know, he backed up the center.
Yeah.
You know,
Power forwards don't exist no more. No matter
exactly.
how many times people say the term power forward just to sound smarter, they don't
Mhm.
exist no more. It's like the phrase pure point guard. Pure point
Exactly.
guard, they don't exist no more. The NBA has evolved away from John. It's the reason why Tyler Kolek looks the way he does,
Hmm.
right? It's the reason why guys like Bismack Biyombo looks the way he does.
Hmm.
Because 30 years ago, instead of Bismack Biyombo being an undersized center, he would have been a traditional power forward.
Exactly.
But in today's game, Bismack Biyombo can't be that, right? He can't. He
He's,
can't.
he's just he's just an athletic big.
Right. Right. Well, when we talk about oh wait a minute, what did he say? He said Nick Yak said practice all week with starters. You have no idea. Hey man, if he, I mean, I don't. If he starts,
Hey,
I just wanted to be successful, man.
we all need.
That's what I expect.
Well, I
Right?
expect that's what we're trying to expect, Frizzy. Is that whoever the starting five is, whoever Mike Brown decides to put out here and put into the starting five, we need them all to number one play in concert together.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, be very successful at playing in concert together. You know,
Right.
picking each other up. And then whomever comes off the bench, whether it be Jordan Clarkson or Deuce, whatever,
Right.
when he puts him out there for a specific type of role or needs him to do a certain type of thing, they need to get out there and pick the team up as well. Just like the Josh Hart, what I'm saying? When Josh Hart steps on the court, Josh Hart knows what he is. I mean, now that he said it, we just discussed it. We beat it upside the head for like last 3 or 4 weeks since that man spit it out his mouth. That the roles are and things are going and will be defined. Now let's see it. So that's the last thing. This is the last time we should even be having this conversation about. Well, I'm confused. That sounds like some high school ish. You know what I'm saying? When a teacher specifically gives you a rule, or not a rule, a guideline on how to take the test. This is what the test is about. This is what we're covering. You know what I'm saying? The specific answers are how you finish these games
Right.
and win these games. So the excuse level as far as the players should be at a very fine margin.
Right.
No more walking around here like, because now we done switch the interpreter to dumb it down to make it even smarter for you fools. Now let's see how you react to this. Because now it's not about the interpreter,
Right.
God forbid. It's about you.
Right. What?
And
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm with you. And so and chat again. Like when I think about the five position, I always think about two-way players. Like when somebody says five to me, I think about both sides of the floor. Right. When somebody says wing to me, I
Right.
think about guys that play on the wing and guys that guard wings. When somebody says point guard to me, I think the guy that's initiating offense from the point of attack, and I think about the guy guarding the guy that is initiating offense from the point of attack. I'm thinking about the point and the point guard part, right? And not in a paint by numbers thing, but in a sense if I know Lee is an undersized explosive athlete. Maybe he can't dribble, but he's an explosive athlete, right? I'm not gonna guard Lee like a guard. I'm gonna guard him as if he's a wing, right? Like I'm not. I know Lee is not gonna be out there looking like Allen Iverson with the handles. I know that, right? But
Right.
what I do know is if that ball come off the rim some kind of way, Lee might be throwing it down on somebody's head, even if he undersized. That's what I'm thinking, right? Like if there's a loose ball and there's a sprint to the basketball, I'm thinking Corey Lee is going to beat them to the basketball, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like when we think for like y'all know, like my thing with Mitchell Robinson is I love Mitch. I follow Mitch on social media, right? I like all the truck stuff. I like the fact that he got a farm. I got a baby. I got a baby that live in Nashville too. So when he said that he live in Nashville, I'm like, man, I got a son that live in Nashville, right? Like all these little things that come in, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the more I see Mitch, the more I'm like, man, the more I see Mitch, the more I love Mitch, right? Does Mitch have to start for me in order to validate my point that Mitchell Robinson is a great NBA player? No, Mitch don't have to start for me to believe that he's a very good NBA player. I already know he's a good NBA player.
Exactly my point.
He's a great NBA player, right? And so does Mitch have to start in order for me to feel like I'm right? Nah. Because ultimately, no matter what conversation we have, if it's not centered around the Knicks being the NBA champs, I don't care. I mean, I'll have the conversations all day. I'll talk about a bunch of stuff, but ultimately, to me, it's all about winning championships. That's it. The most important thing. Somebody asked me a question. So G. Robinson asked me, when someone says power forward, what do you think of? I think of somebody who hadn't played basketball in a long time. Like, if we being honest, when somebody says the word power forward, I legitimately think this person hasn't been in a gym or around team sports in a long time. When I hear the word power forward, it's like me hearing the word bat catcher. When was the last time you heard the term bat catcher?
You got a point.
That's what I think. Yeah, you remember? Hey, anybody in here old enough to remember when you played Little League? One of your fat friends played bat catcher. That's what I think. And it's no disrespect. Right? And it's no disrespect to whoever said it, but to me, what I think is, okay, either this person played a lot of video games and maybe hadn't been in a gym, or maybe they're so old school, maybe they're 70, 80 years old, and they just not going to change with the times, right? But when I think about power forward, right? When I think about power forward, I think of a undersized center that rebounds at a high level, usually a great offensive rebounder, because the center is usually the better scorer, right? Usually the center is the better scorer, so the power forward is the better offensive rebounder because he crashes on the shot close to the rim, right? And when you pull the center away from the rim, the power forward is the de facto center when the center leaves. And when the center comes back, the power forward goes back out in the space. That's what I think. Now, am I making somebody mad by saying that? I hope not, because the question is what do I think when I hear it? And so it's not directed at any one person. So if you're offended by it, just remember the question was directed to me, like, what do you think of? And so that's just what I think. When I think somebody says, man, I want to see OG Anunoby play power forward. No, you don't. You do not want to see OG Anunoby 37 minutes of low post defense. You want to see OG Anunoby guarding jumbo wings out on a perimeter playing passing lanes. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see OG Anunoby perimeter low post defense. You don't want to see that. And you don't want to see OG Anunoby catching the ball 8 feet from the rim, going into his Charles Barkley, back somebody down, shooting fadeaway. And you don't want to see OG doing that. You want to see OG Anunoby knocking down catch and shoot threes and catching passes off the cut at the rim trying to dunk. That's what you want to see. Right? You want to see OG doing wing stuff. You don't want to see OG Anunoby doing power forward stuff. And if you remember how rough and tumble the power forward position is, and remember OG Anunoby's health history, do you really want to see OG Anunoby play power forward?
I want to see him play small forward, if anything.
Do you want to see OG Anunoby at power forward with his injury history, getting caught up in the wash on every play? Nah, you don't want to see that. You want to see OG Anunoby be a jumbo athletic wing, guarding the Jason Tatums and Kevin Durant's of the world. You don't want to see OG Anunoby in the post getting switched onto Victor Wembanyama, back getting shot over. You don't want to see that.
So What would the lineup be to put OG in small forward? Would you have JB, Jordan Clarkson, OG in power forward, OG at small forward? Then you put Cat at the power forward and Mitch in the center? That's one.
No, I don't think. I think power forwards are extinct.
You know what? You got a point. You got a
I
point.
think when you think power forward, think Charles Oakley. Do we have a Charles Oakley on this team?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
When he was gone, he was gone.
Yeah, and the reason why Oakley struggled a little bit towards the end of his career is because that position started evolving back then. Like it started evolving. Like when they started putting Tim Thomas at the 4 as a jumbo wing, Charles Oakley couldn't guard Tim Thomas. When you put Lamar Odom on the floor, Charles Oakley couldn't guard Lamar Odom. Like the Terry Cummins type guys, the Michael Thompsons of the world, those dudes couldn't guard Derek McKee. They would have said Derek McKee is actually bigger than Terry Cummins, 6'10". I think Derek McKee was like 6'10", 230, but he was a wing player. It's one of those things, man. Like when you if that and this is my opinion, right? If somebody believes otherwise, if they believe the Knicks have a Charles Oakley on the team, then
God bless. Good luck.
that's their belief. Yeah, but yes. These young guys wouldn't have known how to take it, bro.
It's true. Oakley was that dude, bro. I wish I got to see Oakley. If I was just born a few years before '98, I wish I would have gotten to see Oakley, man.
Yeah, Oakley is an all-time great, bro.
He might even, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's a Hall of Famer, quite, but he could have been.
Yeah, Oakley was a very good player, bro.
What I'm interested in is how do you guys feel about Mike Brown? And I don't know if he's going to do this. I feel like it's a cop-out. How do y'all feel about Mike Brown implementing some aspects of zone defense? I feel like zone's a cop-out for many reasons because it feels like it leaves you a lot open than it normally should. We saw what happened with the Cavs when they tried to incorporate zone in the Indiana series. I'll never forget that Game 4 blowout as long as I live. When the Cavs tried to implement their hybrid zone, man-to-man zone, the Indiana Pacers lit them up.
Right.
Like it was a Valentine's Day massacre. Do you think some aspects of zone would work for the Knicks?
I don't think we have those type of athletes.
That's what I think too.
Okay.
Fritzy, what do you think?
I don't know. Let me ask you why is it important to you? Is it important to you because you don't want to see it, or is it important to you because it's something new and that
we never saw Tibbs run it? That's why I'm asking it.
But I'm saying is that the reason why it's important to you because you never saw Tibbs run it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I feel like his drop coverage scheme, cost us a lot of games, not only in the regular season, but against elite teams too. He was too stubborn to not rotate off of it.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying if you're going double big, would you do a 3-2 zone? I say no. I would still do switchable defense. I would say the Knicks would do switch coverage instead of drop coverage. I could see Cat actually hedging the screen properly.
Okay.
I'm putting a lot of faith in Cat this year. I know it's messed up because he's not a defender. He's an offensive center. But I feel like I could see a lot more improvement, even if it's just a little bit for Cat. even if it's just a tiny bit, I can see Cap playing a little bit of defense. I'll be happy. I've seen him do it in Game 1 against Detroit. I could see him doing it again in the regular season.
Okay. It sounds like you're passionate about that.
I am, because I believe there's more of the cat than meets the eye.
Okay. All right. The zone thing to me is, it depends on Mike Brown's choice. Not choice in running scheme or not. I mean, running zone or not, but Mike Brown's. Do we have? Do the Knicks have enough? What's the word I'm looking for? Are the Knicks deep enough to play aggressive man-to-man all night? Right. That's a question that we'll probably have to, because if the Knicks are indeed deep like people say we are, and the Knicks do have the quality depth to play aggressive man-to-man all night, then why not try it to mix things up occasionally? Right. To your point, why not? What does it hurt? Right.
Where does it hurt? If it doesn't work, all right, then you do switchable defense.
Then yeah. And if somebody is on a heater, do we have the personnel to shut them down off their heater, or would it be better for us to go to zone to shut them down? And that's the way I see it. That's my thought on it. Like, do we have personnel to shut people down off a heater? Right? Because that's basically what you want to. Right? Like if somebody's cooking, can I put Corey Lee on them to shut them down? That's where I am with it. Lee, if somebody's cooking, can I put you on them to shut them down?
Well, I'm gonna be hacking the hell out of them.
Hey, whatever work, bro. We got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Public Enemy, bro.
So
what?
The way I view it is like that's how I view it. Anyway, it's getting late for me. I'm gonna hop off here, but I am gonna end it with this. I'm excited for what this Knicks team is gonna do. I am excited for how they are pretty much going to like run their coverages. I'm looking forward to their schemes in the preseason. I'm looking forward to see how the offense is going to look like. And I am looking forward to the season in general. I think this is our year to make the finals. I think we can get past a lot of these teams in the NBA. What I want to see this year, and this is an actual test for Mike Brown, how does he do against the elite teams in the NBA? Does he go 0-10 in the regular season like Tibbs did? Or can he actually gather a few wins against the elite teams? I'm not saying to go win every game against OKC. I'm not saying it. Can you at least show me that you can at least get 4 wins, 5 wins around that? Can you not go 0-10?
I'll be right back.
That's my question. And with that, I take my leave. Later, Corey.
Okay. No doubt, Yuri. No digging. Nice talking to you again, bro. Knicks fans, we put a lot out here that we have to really sit down and think about and unpack. A lot of crazy thoughts. And, I'm gonna see what y'all got to say though out here. Cause y'all are crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're right, Mike P. Mitch is he could be. Two zones. Yeah, you're right. You know, this zone stuff, all these things. These are all just thoughts. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to sit around here and fake the funk with y'all and tell you that my answer is the best answer because just like you all, as a fan, I'm still sitting out here trying to figure out if this is, I mean, how you really going to put this together. You know, like you all know, I think I stated this earlier this year that, I wasn't thinking about Mike Brown as being the head coach. I was, I wanted something different. I, uh, I was looking at the game from another different perspective, but the front office chose and decided to go with this man. Um, and then for whatever reason that they had, they felt like the team was best moving forward doing this. So, like it or love it, zone defenses, drop coverage, man switching man, tight man to man, fight through screens, whatever happens, we just hope that this coach pulls the right plug, pulls the right pieces at the right time, and makes the right decision. Because that's been our problem for the last, say, 2 to 3 seasons. Outside of the fact that a couple of our major players may have gotten hurt at the wrong time, but even that's still no excuse because it's always the next man up mentality.
Okay. You the man, bro. Ain't nothing we can do about it now. Ain't nothing we can do about it now, bro.
Yeah, ain't nothing we can do about it now. So all that crying over spilled milk, let it go.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody to put up.
wasn't my choice either. My choice was Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, bro. I'm talking about my choice was J Kidd. I ain't gonna flex. I was like, oh, I know they're gonna pull off this one. I know they're gonna pull this one off.
Yeah.
And I'll be a monkey's uncle.
I legitimately, bro, I wanted Taylor Jenkins because I wanted Jalen Brunson to score 37 points a game.
I get it though.
I wanted,
and you know what?
I wanted Taylor Jenkins, bro.
And you know what though? He wasn't totally out of my atmosphere either. You know, I mean, I saw a possibility. Because he is a young coach and he's very, very, very good. But also too, with these people, with
But he
Leon Rose,
wasn't coming here because he got Tibbs like tendencies, bro.
mm-hmm.
I mean, he wasn't. Why you gonna fire an old Tibbs just to hire and bring in a new young Tibbs?
That's what I was about to. I was just about to say that though. But you're correct.
That man wasn't coming here, bro.
Because before they even interview, I already know they put the feelers out. You know what I'm saying? With the agents, like, what are the asking prices for them to even come in and talk to us?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can see it like this: carte blanche on the coaching staff. I gotta gut this part and do this. Nah, that's like nah.
Yeah,
I'm not going. I'm not putting all this overtime in just to get you as a coach. I can get another school teacher who can still teach the same dumb courses, just pull the right plug at the right moment.
bro, they wasn't gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe, bro.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I think and I think maybe that's what took them so long because they were out here truly vetting.
Yeah.
And I think they were trying to pull all the strings they could to try to get J Kidd over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not mad either way with the decision that they made. as long as they felt like they were doing what's the best, as long as they felt like they were doing and what they feel like is the best interest of the organization, I ain't mad.
And I honestly think they did their due diligence because it took them forever, considering. And you know something though, but even better though, even though I thought the whole firing Tibbs was like probably some knee jerk reaction, in my opinion. But I don't know because I'm not in those rooms either with them as well as with Tibbs.
Right.
I'm gonna say this, you know, they I think they honestly, like I said, they did due diligence, but they put some thought. They truly put some, Gershon, World Wide West, and Leon Rose literally had a sit down think tank about this,
Okay.
how they could meld this and put this together.
Right.
It wasn't even about associations, friendships, relationships, none of that. It was who can we get? How can we get them? Are they actually the best person for this position? And now, what the hell is it going to take?
Right. Okay. I can see that. I can see that, bro. I think I'm with you on it.
I mean, because at the end of the day, and when I put some thought into I thought that was the most common sense thing that they, you know, that they had to do. Unless we could pull off another heist, you know what I'm saying? Unless we were colluding
Cool.
for whomever they wanted to get that was under contract.
Okay.
Listen, like we've been talking about, there's deals and under deals. Other outside incentives that can make a big difference. Excuse me. In these people's moves, these professional moves, because at the end of the day, they got lives, they got businesses, they got children, they got great grandchildren. They probably help them put through college.
Right.
you know,
Right.
so it is what it is. Hey, ain't nothing moved but the money.
Don't nothing move with the money, bro.
I'm trying to tell you.
Don't nothing move with the money, bro.
Exactly.
And that ain't something new either. We didn't create that, bro.
Nope.
Yeah,
They've been doing that. That's just that's been done since time, bro.
since day one. As soon as we start going outside, bro, that's what we learn. So
Mm-hmm.
outside, bro. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And don't be a sucker for the moment, because you're gonna get caught slipping.
Yeah. Don't be a sucker at all, bro. You always gonna get caught. You always
Mm-hmm.
get caught, man. Yeah, I got a wrap right here, man. I mean, it's that time of year already, bro. It's almost October already, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be on my schedule, man, about 13 hours a day, every day, and then about 8 hours on Saturdays, bro.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, I work hard for the money. Hey, man.
I know. Hey, chat, thank y'all for another great conversation, man. I really appreciate and now listen, I already know how this go. I already know how this gonna sound. Right? I'm gonna say something and it's gonna sound like I'm only thanking y'all because y'all came through to hang out, right? That's what it's gonna sound like, right? And if it does, I'm gonna ask y'all to give me a little grace on it. Because I know everybody been like, hey, thank y'all for coming through. Hit that like button, subscribe. First of all, that's your duty. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. I ain't even I don't feel like I gotta say that to everybody, man. If you here and you like it, man, hit the like button, subscribe. Come on. But what I really want to say though is thank y'all for hanging out, man, and being a part of stimulating conversations and not getting caught up in these weird trap conversations that really don't have no ending to them, right? Like these weird Mitch off the bench, and ain't nothing you can do about it, man. You like even if Mitch just come off the bench, what can we do really except root for that man, right? Thank y'all, man, for being a part of like real conversations where we at least listen to each other, and no one person thinks they smarter than everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like legit. You know what I'm saying? We'll be up here chopping it up, and sometimes I ask y'all, man, then nobody knows it all. I ain't sitting up here fronting like I know it all. I'm gonna just talk to y'all about my experiences, though. I'm gonna talk to you about my experiences and how I see things. You know what I'm saying? And just by sometimes I put stuff in the chat, I might change the direction. Even I might change the direction mid-show. I'd be a fool, like legit. I'd be a fool if Li1 said something smart, right? Say he was, and I'm not saying that the other stuff he don't say is smart, but what I'm saying is if Li1 say something that's profound, all of us know it's profound, right? Everybody know he right. Everybody say Li1 say something, and everybody know he right. But we sit up here and not take it in and not give him credit because we want to be right. That's dumb. To me, that's being a dummy. Like if y'all put something in the chat, man, and it shake up the world a little bit, man, we gonna stop what we doing, and I'm gonna reconsider what I'm thinking, because the person that always thinks he's the smartest one in the room is usually the dummy. That's how you
the biggest fool.
Yeah, that's how you can find the dummy. The person that thinks he's the smartest person in every room is the dummy, right? Because even if you're smart, even if you're intelligent, right? Even if you're intelligent, you should be smart enough to know and smart enough to value other smart people, right? So I appreciate y'all for letting me kind of, we coming up here orchestrating, me being Rod Strickland, me dishing, you know what I'm saying? Fast break, throwing a live, you know what I'm saying? I'll be back tomorrow, man, at around 11 to chop it up again. Playback TV Thursday at 12 o'clock. I think that the game is Thursday at 12 o'clock, right?
What, in the afternoon?
In the day, yeah.
Okay, then shoot, I'll pull up there. Yeah, I guess so. I know I would. Man, look, I got so much going on.
Hey,
I better pay attention to myself.
Hey, man, I do it. I'm not putting you on the spot. The Knicks put us on the spot, bro.
You starting to do these noon games again?
Yeah, because they cross seas, bro. You know what I'm saying? They cross seas.
We over in Dubai this year?
Yeah, it's cross seas.
So they must have got JB a Lamborghini truck.
Possibly, bro. Possibly, you never know.
Dolan's doing the deal to get MSG out there.
Dolan's a businessman, bro. Dolan about that bread, bro.
I ain't mad at him.
Dolan about that bread, bro. I ain't mad either, bro. Get that money, bro.
Hey. Cable's suffering right now, so he got to figure out how he can get his streams up.
Yeah, man. I ain't mad at him, bro. Do your thing, bro. But yeah, man. The conversation and stuff, man. I appreciate everybody for like the in-depth conversation, bro. Because to me ain't nothing worse than like everybody talking and ain't nobody really saying nothing like of substance.
Facts.
Right. So
go ahead, Freeze. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
I just want to say thank you again, for allowing me to come up here and be a part of this family. Well, I'm already family, so I can't be put out the door too tough. But
they be waiting on you, bro. They be like, where Lee at? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm here, there. You know, I tell like this. I'm trying to be more active this year. You know, in God's will. You
Yeah.
know, provided because nobody can see the future. But I tell you this though, I'm doing my effort. But my heart's always here with you all. And if I can't pop up and be on the like on the screen, you'll definitely catch me in the chat for what I'm saying, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, thank y'all. I thank God for allowing me to breathe to be here. And most of all, I appreciate you all. And like Freezy said, yo, we're on our way to 50K. So please like, subscribe, share.
And we're
You know
gonna
what I'm saying?
hell out some damn Girl Scout cookies to get to 50K, bro.
Well,
We gonna be at the
hey, man.
Walmart ringing that bell. Jang-a-lang-a-lang, jang-a-lang-a-lang, get to 50K.
Hey, I'll be the first one out there because you know me. I'll be the first one out there because you know my name. I need money.
Right.
My name is I Need Money.
Right.
But we'll keep it funky with y'all. Yo, thank y'all, man. And y'all keep tuning in. Yo, the content's getting constantly getting thanks to the male puller strings and his majority of the one come up with content. We're getting better and better. The conversations are getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? If y'all some day oneers, you know how it was before. With OK Corral.
Was when y'all remember how we celebrated when we got 200 subscribers, bro. When we got 200 subscribers, bro, we was like, yo, we famous, bro. Yo, we famous, bro. Like legit.
Pop champagne.
Pop champagne.
Champagne.
Bro, legit. Well, we got. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I just want to say shout out to the day oneers, man. The guys who helped Freezy lay down the groundwork for all of this.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Without them, I'm just grateful. I stand on their shoulders. And I was one of y'all in the chat trying to figure out back then.
Yeah, when we was on Sim Show, I don't know, like with what's going on with other content creators, but all of us, Lawrence Tears is on the radar, bro. Lawrence Tears.
And we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna just morph into something else bigger. So
yeah, man. Hey, brighter days soon come. We know. You know what I'm saying? But hey, when I remember when the first time I had 10 people in the chat, I was like, 10 people in here. I'm on there. I'm like, I'm telling the smoke. It's 10 people in the chat. The first time y'all ain't go. Yeah. Salute to my guy Ron, man. Salute to my guy Ron for sure. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here so I can lay it down and get some rest for these phones.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming through, man. We really appreciate y'all, man. Yo, I call it on draft night. That man was sliding down the board. I was like, watch the Knicks take this clown. This dude gonna slide right into the microwave. He is sure enough. But hey, y'all, we gonna get out of here.
And don't forget the Bears. Never.
Never.